Go, it started. So it's now recording up there, like you see the little stop symbol. So right, okay. Vicky, you're going to talk us through your professional industry project idea as it stands. So if you want to tell me what you've got in mind, how you think you're going to go about it, and then we can discuss a bit further afterwards. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's okay. I'd like to make a start on, I don't want to tell you about my idea straight away, I want to tell you about how I came about choosing this idea.
Right.
And that was by looking at people that have influenced me. And I started quite locally with a group that are incubated here at Brooksby Melton College,
Yeah.
the Pixel Caf. And that is Fern, Chris and Nick, as you know. I turned to them because they've been in like a similar, they've been in my shoes, and obviously they've progressed now, they've had this business for a couple of years, and that is their main focus at the moment is that they do corporate and promotional videos.
Yeah.
And that made me think that for my own benefit after I've graduated, that promotional and corporate videos would be something to consider.
Yeah.
For my own experience and to improve my filmmaking, basically. And then another group that I looked at was Skeleton Productions. They're a UK corporate and promotional video maker. I went on the website to look at the sort of style of their videos, what they cover and stuff like that. And that sort of dictated my aims and my objectives, which I will talk about a bit later on.
Okay.
So that made me choose to do a promotional video, and I already had a client in mind. The client is, it's Flower Paradise, which is a local flower shop in Melton. My auntie has recently become manager, and she made me aware that they had new owners come in and take over. And they have a website, so I thought it would be beneficial to them to maybe have a promotional website for the a promotional video for the website.
Yeah.
I went in and spoke with the owner, and just to give across my ideas that I initially had, and then for him to add any in that he wanted to be in the final product. But he basically has left it up to me. As long as it looks good, he's not too fussed what the content is.
So that gives you that creative control.
Yeah, so I do have full creative control, and it's basically a self-defined brief which I've made on my own, by my own ideas and influenced by those practitioners that I previously spoke about. I guess the only brief as far as he's concerned is that it's suitable for all audiences to watch because it's going to be on his website, and it has to be in a suitable format for the website by the end, and that's pretty much it as far as the client's concerned. So that made me come up with my aims and objectives. And the aims are to create a 3 to 5 minute promotional video for Flower Paradise that will be showcased on the company's website. And another aim, quite personal, is to improve my skills in filmmaking, especially including promotional videos, because as I said earlier, Pixel Caf, that's the direction they've gone in. So if I was to improve my skills, it would probably be through promotional or corporate videos. And another aim is I've set myself a deadline of the 15th of May, which is roughly about a week before we graduate. So it ties in with our term as well.
Yeah.
In order to complete those aims, my objectives are to designate myself effective time schedules and resources to allow for the effective completion of the project, to increase popularity of my client's shop by producing an interesting and aesthetically pleasing video, and to submit a piece of work that's to a professional standard.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to show you the website that's going to go on, but it doesn't seem to be following the link, so I'll just get it up in.
You've got a backup plan, so it's fine.
I want to, if I'm going to use any graphics in my piece, and I'm going to follow sort of this colour scheme, these patterns and motifs that are on there.
Yeah.
And where my promotional video would fit in on here is on this About Us page. They've just got a little slideshow here with just pictures. But I think it can be expanded upon to become a video, so it'll be a lot more interesting for an audience. Yeah.
Have they got a Facebook page as well?
Um,
They seem to have likes down there, but
Yeah.
that implies that they might have a Facebook page.
yeah, I imagine so.
So it could be that you embed that in their Facebook page as well.
Could go across all media platforms, really. I mean, and they have got a lot of information on this website, so I don't need to give a lot of information across. I just want to make it more of a dynamic piece for them, so it's a bit more interesting when people go on the website and it catches their eye.
Yeah.
And yeah, the boss is very happy for me to do that.
Okay.
So.
Is he happy for you to use it as your own portfolio as well?
Yeah, he doesn't mind it being publicised, and nearer the time of completion, where I would, if he's happy with it and I'm happy with it, and it goes towards my portfolio, I will get permissions and stuff for me to publicate it. So now I know what the client is and what I'm doing. I'd like to show you the logistics and planning of it.
Yeah.
Which is a handout here, which I can just give to you, so I don't want to bore you with the details. It's just a location recce of the space.
Where that is? Is that down as you walk down
Sherrod,
towards McDonald's?
Yeah.
Yeah, that means, yeah.
Sherrod Street.
So you've made contact, you've got...
I've got a primary contact with him and an email, and then a secondary contact with the manager. But and throughout, I'll keep in touch with them. I've got a shooting schedule, so I know what shots I want and roughly when I'm going to do them.
Right.
I've given you an example of a call sheet for one of the days, but I didn't. The rest of it will be on my WordPress if you need to see more details.
Yeah, it's not like you're calling any cast in there, really, is it?
No, because I'm working on my own, keeping the crew to a minimal, because there's not actually much space in there either.
Right. Is that everything so far? Have you got something else to show me?
No, just if you've got any questions, then fire away.
Yeah, it's not so much questions. I think it's a good idea. I think to make sure to fully achieve your aim, I think it'd be nice if you could add a couple more elements to it, in so much of, because you're talking about it progressing you. What I would like to do to make it a really meaty professional industry is if you could add, what I'd like you to do is create your own outward-facing website to start your company. Yeah.
Like what? Yeah. A website to
It's come up with a name for yourself. It's come up with a name.
I already know.
Yeah. So if you could come up with a company name and logo, and also create a bespoke WordPress site for that company. Yeah?
Yeah.
So then this can be the first video that goes on your clients in part of your portfolio, alongside what you put here, because obviously that whatever you make here can go on your portfolio as well. And then it becomes more of a professional industry thing, because you are getting ready to that point where you move on next. Yeah. So I would rather kind of use this opportunity, this project, because you're using it for the right reasons, is go the full hog. So we can assist you and help you with getting your website done, your designs done, and getting your business cards and everything, can have yourself ready to go.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
So company name and logo, I would like you to add into there. And also then bespoke WordPress driven website.
Oh, just one more thing with the planning and logistics. As far as the budget's concerned, I've not asked for any payment for it, because to me the experience is more valuable.
And it's about building your portfolio.
Yeah. The only way budget would come in is if I chose to use music that wasn't royalty free, or I might add a voiceover. And I know people for both. I've got contacts for both of those scenarios, and that will just be negotiable with the client, really, whether he's willing to pay for it or not.
Yeah.
Really, it'll be an ongoing thing, if anything.
All right, cool. The other thing, I think that's how you spell it. Could I ask you to do a bit of primary research before you go out and shoot it? And obviously you've got myself, but I'm also your lecturer as well. But let's talk to Jim, because Jim obviously does a lot of corporate videos to run his business alongside his sound design and his cinematography stuff. So it'd be nice. I bet he'd be willing just to have half an hour's chat with you about his experiences about doing this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And maybe tips he can give you to raise your production values and stuff.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant.
Yeah.
I did talk with Fern about it as well, and
Yeah.
she thought that the ideas were quite good, and it's
So
just
if we
putting
go-
it together.
And you've obviously, if you can record this research that you've done, even if it's just interviews and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot. I actually have a test. I've got a test piece to
Cool.
show you.
We'll have a look in that section. The other thing, the one thing at the moment that's becoming quite an important thing is how you liaise with your clients. Because if you want to broaden your client liaison or your client network beyond just the local area that you can walk to, physical people you can meet, then there's software that are coming out now to allow you to share. Say if you wanted to upload an edit of a video, you can then send it to your client and give them a private log on. They can log in, they can go along, like it gives them a timeline to allow them to put notes on the timeline in your video and clearly say what changes they need making. That then goes in writing, that's contracted, then they send it back to you, and then you can adjust and allow it to client liaise and get it officially recorded without you ever having to meet.
That sounds like a good format.
Yeah,
of doing
and that might be a good exploratory thing, again, as research, to have a go with that software to see if it could work for you as an industry, a professional industry progression for you, a new skill. But the skill is not so much about making videos, it's about how to work with clients. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I think it's called Whipster. Yeah, Jim uses it a lot. So again, it could come out of his interview. He's found it really useful. It's sped up and saved him hours and hours of money and time, and yeah. And obviously, every time they make a change and send it back to him, that is then recorded as, no, actually, you said you wanted this changing. Because at meetings, they can say anything.
Yeah.
Whereas when they've done it themselves, it's recorded, it's in writing. Yeah?
Yeah.
So, I think all in all, to make it a big package, not only make the video, but get everything alongside it to launch you out into that professional world. And that will put you on a really good footing before you even leave. And I think that's the spirit of the professional industry project. Do you seem okay with that?
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
I wanted to go down the promotional and corporate, because then you've got a live brief, you've got a client to actually communicate with.
Yeah, and I like that. But I say, just to make it the full package and to benefit you as much as possible whilst you're still with us and still here, is do all that stuff as well.
That sounds good. Yeah.
Does that sound okay?
Yeah, sounds like it could definitely add to it.
Yeah.
Make it easier for me as well.
So what I'll do is, if you could keep that for me, maybe scan it, so you've got your notes alongside of what we've said. If you want to show me quick, I think he wants to come in here, doesn't he? So there might be a session starting in here at 2. So if we just have a quick look at
it is a very rough edit sequence, and it's shot on my DSLR, and it was just to scout it and roughly see what sort of shots I could do.
Yeah.
It's not got any audio other than like background shot noises. Compression's probably really good.
So it's more like a recce shoot, is it, rather than a...
Yeah. Just to kind of show you what there is to shoot and kind of shots I could have, but better.
I think the trick with a good promo video is to think of it still like a film. So look for those angles still, look for those thirds, look along things rather than flat onto things. So if you're shooting those, you'd look along that table.
Yeah.
Rather than down on it or flat onto it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're looking at those rolls on there, look along them. Yeah. You know, if some bunch of flowers is on a table, look on top of the flowers and through. Make it aesthetically more photographic.
Yeah, and I definitely think that's possible with a flower shop as well.
Yeah.
And I'll be going in early on Mothering Sunday as well, so it's going to be fun.
Also, little slider shots on everything to give it that cinematic movement. Yeah. Nothing handheld. If it's locked off, it's on a tripod, but then little slider moves just to kind of give it that cinematic quality. And you'll find things will raise.
Definitely.
For example, if I'm, me and Jim do a lot of corporate stuff together, but when we do like things like weddings, our big thing is if we shoot a wedding, we shoot it like it's a film.
Yeah.
So
like a narrative.
Yeah, so it's got a cinematic quality about it. I mean, as a place, it looks good to use, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But you just need to, I think what you need to do for you to make it the best you possibly can is to give it that cinematic quality. So I suggest Jim will give you a lot of tips technically about how to achieve that result. Shoot it on a Blackmagic, shoot it ProRes, don't shoot it RAW.
No.
Just for the sake of, and ProRes HQ is really good quality.
Yeah, you can still push it.
Oh yeah, yeah, and there's no compression in it. If I to give you an idea. Won't mind me bringing it on. So Jim has his kind of sound design film arm, but also he has his kind of corporate advertising arm. Okay, so you can then see. I think this 2014 montage. Last year.
They have given me full creative control, which is good, but I've also got to work around them at the same time, which I think can
full
be
creative control is never full.
No.
Yeah. So it's thinking, even if it's a promo video, it's thinking those camera moves, you know, there's still no excuse for something not to be shot
Still want to catch,
properly. Yeah, there's little pushes in on a static shot, looking for depth of field. So these all come from corporate videos, so it's a wedding. It's not forgetting your thirds, little pushes. So you could have mix in, even if it's people doing activities and stuff, you know, find.
I was going to do interviews with the staff there and like customers that have been there as well.
Yeah. When you shoot them, think about those thirds, lots of talking, you know, elegance, kind of moving in and then moving out. Don't forget your cinematic style things. Yeah, it's what elevates promo videos from just being.
I was going to include in my shots, I'm including a bit like from the process of them making the bouquet to it getting delivered to the customer.
Yeah,
receiving
yeah, that
it,
would be good. So the narrative spine, the narrative spine would be good.
They look really good.
Quite a few bits on this actually. Yeah, but you get the idea, yeah. You want your promo, even though it's corporate, to look filmic still. It's like he's even showing, he's got a little narrative to it, the start of the day, the end of the day. It's Jim's music as well, you know, so.
Oh really?
Yeah, his albums, man. Yeah, so you get an idea, it's just, you are looking for, you know, what's going to make you stand out. See, you want that first promo video that you do to be kind of, this is what I'm about, a statement. You know, I'm not just any old corporate video, I am a cinematic corporate video. I will give you production values way beyond what you think what you've been charged for, and that's what suddenly word will get out. Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, so have a chat with someone like Jim, also have a chat with Fern, Chris, get as much kind of anecdotal stuff as possible. record all that. But for me to make it that full package, I would like you to kind of establish that identity of yourself as you're going to leave and make that part of your full thing.
Yeah.
That sound okay?
Yeah, that
All
sounds
right.
good.
And obviously, if you want help, assistance with then how to create your own bespoke web design, that's something I can help you with. Yeah?
Yeah.
So taking WordPress and making it distinctively yours. What it
Oh,
might mean though, might need to think about looking at buying your own web address.
That's what I was going to
and
say.
buying your space. But I can also advise you on the cheapest ways to do that. Yeah?
Yeah, I would appreciate that.
Okay,
That would
good.
be good.
All right, should we leave it at that? I think that's a really good idea. If you stick with those additional things as well, then I'm happy with that as an overall package.
Lovely.
Good. And it might be that once you get into it, you realise I could do another one as well. There's no pressure to, but it might be that another project comes along and you start to almost build up your portfolio before you even leave.
Yeah.
Yeah? And your overall submission is this whole package, not just this one film or this website, it's the whole thing together.
He's an entrepreneur, he's got a lot of businesses.
Well, do a good job for one of those people, then word gets out, especially if they're in the local community. Yeah, because they usually say, right, do you know of anyone who does a video? Well, I had someone who, have a look at this.
How do I stop the recording?
You just press stop up there.